What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today is day 6 of the third annual 10 Days of Pumpkin here on the channel. And the beer I'm reviewing today once again comes from the Elysian Brewing Company, and they're out of Seattle, Washington, and this is their Dark of the Moon. So they're calling this one a Pumpkin Stout, which is basically an American Stout that is brewed with chocolate, pumpkin seeds, pumpkin, and cinnamon. It comes in at 7.5% alcohol by volume, 20 IBUs at the time of review. I don't know exactly how old this bottle is because it does not have a bottle on date. It has an experience by date, not a best by date, an experience by date, and that date is November 4th of 2020. At the time of this review, we're about 3 weeks away from that date, so coming in right under the gun, but we're fine. Should be fine. The Pumpkin Stout anyway. So yeah, I've had this beer a couple times before. When I bought the pumpkin pack back in the day, this one came from the Elysian pumpkin pack. You have this one, Night Owl, Pumpkino, which I've already reviewed the first day for the third annual 10 Days of Pumpkin, and then the Great Pumpkin, Imperial Pumpkin and Ale, which will be the last review of this year's 10 Days of Pumpkin. But anyway, I've had this one before, and I don't remember it being brewed with chocolate. I mean, it could have been, but I don't remember it being specifically brewed with chocolate. It was just pumpkin seeds, pumpkin, and cinnamon. And I don't know if that's changed, or maybe they just didn't used to list it on the label. Who knows? Now, one thing about this beer is it was my second or maybe third pumpkin stout I ever had, and I remember this one being well balanced. You got the base stout, but then you got some pumpkin, some cinnamon. It was quite well balanced. Warlock's one of those beers where they almost, from Southern Tier, combine like a stout with pumpkin. So I feel like that one is a little bit more pumpkin ale forward, so to speak. This one I just remember being like a nice stout that has accentuations of pumpkin and the spices and everything. But whatever. We're going to get into this year's offering and see how it is. So let's pour it into the hashtag proper glass. We got the Elysian pumpkin glass. I'm using them for all the Elysian reviews because it makes sense, right? Beer always tastes better in proper glassware to some degree. Maybe not. I don't think it really matters. All right, so we're not gonna pour it all, just like that for now. And what we're gonna do is give it a nice little swirl here, generate a better head. All right, so yeah, that pours out. On camera, I know it's gonna look pitch black because every time I pour a stout and I'm like, oh, that's darker brown, or it looks like Coca-Cola, blah, blah, blah. I look on camera when I'm editing it and it's like pitch black. It's like, what the fuck am I talking about? You guys think I'm probably crazy. But yeah, this is like a darker brown, deep dark brown. There's brown tinges here at the bottom when I was pouring it out. It wasn't like straight pitch black. Didn't look like motor oil, but I know it's going to look dark on camera. Just know that. The head was about a finger of this like mocha colored head. It is now dissipated to a thin film, or just maybe like it's just a lighter brown. But yeah, looks like a stout. Let's get a nose. This has been on my fridge for about 45 minutes, so we should be good temperature wise. Oh man, that smells fucking great. Maybe a little bit more pumpkin forward than I remember. Oh. So you have that base stout. It has nice roasted malt character. There's chocolate from the chocolate, and there's chocolate from the malt. There's a little bit of like a slight coffee tinge to it. It kind of reminds me of maybe like a mocha, but like a pumpkin spiced mocha. Like you're getting chocolate in addition to that coffee, and you're getting all the pumpkin spice flavors or aroma. It smells fucking dynamite. Yeah, the cinnamon is definitely there. This is the most cinnamon forward pumpkin beer that I've had so far this year. Now, most of the other beers will use something other than cinnamon. I believe the cinnamon is the only spice they use in this one. So, man. Oh, it almost has like a churro-esque kind of nose to it. That's how cinnamon heavy it is. This, aroma-wise, this might be the best of the bunch, even better than Pumpkin. Wow, that smells fucking awesome. Let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. That's nice stuff. That's real nice. I think I like this better than I have in the past. Wow. Yeah, this is really nice. First off, the body on this one, it's like medium body, 7.5%. It's like to see a little bit bigger. The body on this one's not that much bigger than like Pumpkin, which is 1.5% less alcohol, but it's fine. The mouthfeel, a little bit more soft and smooth. I would prefer it to be that way. A little bit more soft, smooth. It has maybe a bit too much carbonation for a stout for me, but it's probably proper. I'm just kind of spoiled with mouthfeels that are super soft, smooth, and creamy, but it's fine. Kind of reminds me of the Pumpkin, where it doesn't have straight like Coca-Cola or like cola-esque mouthfeel, with the carbonation being super high. It's not that crazy, but I just want to see a little bit more soft and smooth. So Maybe a bit thin. Mouthfeel isn't fantastic, but the taste makes up for it in spades. It's fantastic. Right at the tip of the tongue, there's roasted malt. It almost has like a slight, not charred, but yeah, like a slight charred malt. Very slight, very subtle, right at the forefront. Then there's like chocolate, sweeter chocolate mixed in with like a bittersweet kind of baker's chocolate. There's a little bit of that like coffee I was talking about, like a medium roasted coffee. And that all hits me right at the front. Right after that, that's where the spices hit, well, the spice cinnamon, and it kicks in cinnamon. So it is kind of like a mocha, like a pumpkin spiced mocha or a pumpkin spice latte or something, some kind of coffee drink that has the addition of chocolate along with the pumpkin spices. It works really well. It's pretty sweet through the first half of the palate. On the back though, the cinnamon kind of dries it out. And I've said that in so many reviews, the 10 Days of Pumpkin with the cinnamon kind of drying aspect, and I'm getting it here again. This one finishes semi-dry. There's a mild to moderate bitterness with a little bit of residual sweetness, but that's the one thing I will say that this carried over from when I've had it many years ago to now, is I remember this one being quite balanced, and it really is. It has some bitterness, it has some dryness, and it has some sweetness all in the finish, so it doesn't lean too much in any one direction, which is nice. I could not tell you this is 7.5%. I probably guessed like 6.5. Like I said, the body screams a lower ABV. Same thing with the mouthfeel. It doesn't seem like something that's approaching like an imperial range for a stout. Now the question is, do I like this more than a Night Owl and Punkachino? I don't think I like it more than those beers, but I think they're in the same range. I still think, you put them side by side with me, I still think Night Owl, just because of the simplicity, and I know we're talking about pumpkin ale, so like simplicity, you're throwing pumpkin ale, you're throwing a bunch of spices, but if I'm just taking a regular pumpkin ale, I still think Night Owl is king for me from Elysian, until we try the great pumpkin here in a couple days. So I put that at number 1, and I put Punkachino in this one kind of tied. I think, I want to say I gave Night Owl a 4.25 or maybe like a 4.3, 4.35. I definitely got in the 4.25 range. And I gave Punkachino a 4.25. So I'm going to give Elysian's a Darker the Moon, the 2020 edition. I'm going to give this also a 4.25 out of 5. This is fucking good. This is better than I remembered. I want to say this was like around a 4 for me last time I had it. This is better than that. I don't know what it is this time around. I just think the balance, along with the fact that I maybe it's because of the chocolate edition. I have no idea. But man, this is really tasty. So price and availability on this one. Availability, wherever you see Elysian, you probably should see this, although the pumpkin pack is kind of harder to find. It was for me the last couple of years. I haven't seen this in like, I want to say like 2017 was the last year I seen it until this year. So the last couple of years, I wasn't actively looking for it, but even when I go to beer stores and stuff, I didn't even see it, in August, September, and October. This year I found it and I was able to grab it, and the price point's fantastic. $19.99 a 12-pack in my area. You're talking less than $2 a bottle. And so far, I mean, the Night Owl I reviewed 2 years ago, I gave it, like I said, a high 4.25. I gave Punkachino a 4.25. I'm giving this beer a 4.25. So for a pack that at this point, 3 of the 4 beers get a 4.25 or higher, I'd say it's worth it for me. It might not be worth it for you if you don't feel the same way with these beers, but I think just even to try them, less than $2 a bottle is a fucking great deal. So really happy about this one. I think it just, like I said, very well balanced. I like you get the base beer, you get the coffee, you get the roasted malt, you get the chocolate, and then, I'm not really getting like straight on pumpkin flavor. I was hoping the pumpkin would maybe, boost the body, because that's pretty much what pumpkin's for. But I'm getting that cinnamon that's real nice. So I can't complain about this one too much. It's almost like a pumpkin spiced latte with chocolate in beer form, and it's delicious. Yeah, 4.25 out of 5 all day. So if you've had this one before, let me know what you think about it. I appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Tomorrow is day 7 of the 3rd annual 10 Days of Pumpkin, and I'll be doing a Western New York beer. For Western New York Wednesday, it is Pumpkinville Latte Nitro from the Ellicottville Brewing Company, and I've had the base of that one before. I haven't reviewed it, but this is one in the Nitro can, and I'm really excited to give that one a go. Finally, maybe I'll be like, the mouthfeel is fantastic, because that's what Nitro does to beer. But anyway, I digress. Till tomorrow. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Till the next one. Cheers.